For anyone who hasn't been paying attention to just what the F is going on in New Jersey, let me give you a very quick recap of all of it, because it's absolutely insane. And yes, it absolutely all centers around Alina Habba. So Alina Habba, by being appointed the interim U.S. Attorney for New Jersey back in the month of March, had 120 days to serve her term. And if she wasn't confirmed by the Senate during that time, she, of course, could not carry on. So when she hit the end of her term, she goes to the panel of judges at the New Jersey District Court, pleads with them, give me more time, extend this, you have the authority to do it. And the court said, yes, we do have the authority to do it, but we're not going to do it. And instead, we're going to use our authority to appoint the number 2 to take over for you. And she gets 210 days because she is now acting U.S. Attorney. So then Attorney General Pam Bondi steps in and says, no, judges, you can't do that, even though, again, legally, literally, they can do that. So Bondi fires the person, the Republican that had taken over for Alina Habba, puts Alina Habba back in charge. So Alina Habba is basically like, I'm not leaving. So now she is the acting, not interim, and yes, there is a difference, U.S. Attorney for New Jersey, even though her nomination in the Senate has stalled because both the Democrats from New Jersey in the Senate used the blue slip tradition and said, nope, not gonna be U.S. Attorney. So that's the recap. That's where we're at right now. Alina Habba is now the acting U.S. Attorney, even though she's not supposed to be. And of course, she has not been confirmed by the Senate. So now that we're all caught up, here's where it gets hilarious. Last year, Judge Aileen Cannon, down in South Florida, right? She's the one who Trump put on the bench. She had no trial experience at all. She had no criminal trial experience. She's a horrible, horrible judge who is possibly the dumbest out there on the bench. But she is a loyal Trumper. She has skewed the law in Trump's favor, which is exactly what she did when she threw out the case last year, saying that because Special Prosecutor Jack Smith was not approved by the Senate, he can't bring charges. Here's what Cannon actually wrote in her ruling. It is undisputed and correct that all United States attorneys have been appointed by the president and confirmed by the Senate throughout our nation's history, except that Congress has permitted the Attorney General to appoint interim United States attorneys with specific restrictions. So she's like, listen, if you're not approved by the Senate, and if you go past your interim period, you can't bring charges against someone. Interesting, right? So this ruling from Judge Cannon from last year actually seems to apply to Alina Habba, right? You weren't appointed by the Senate. Your term expired. Your office can't prosecute anybody because it's being run illegitimately by somebody who's not supposed to be there but refuses to leave. And by the way, don't take my word for it, because defendants in that jurisdiction in New Jersey got a hold of this old ruling from Cannon, and they're now using it, filing it in court motions to say, she can't charge me because she's illegitimate. I have a judge's ruling here that spells it out explicitly. It was used to dismiss the charges against Donald Trump, so it must then be used to dismiss the charges against me. Will it work? I don't know. The reason I say I don't know is because Judge Cannon's ruling here is not based in reality. It's also not based in history. It is completely factually inaccurate. There have been U.S. attorneys not appointed by or not approved by the Senate. There have been special prosecutors not approved by the Senate. And all of their charges worked and stuck and made their way through, right? So Judge Cannon was totally wrong. But it is hilarious to think that this ruling from Cannon to protect Trump could now end up ruining Alina Habba's life. Like, I love that. I think that's phenomenal, and I hope it does. So even though Judge Cannon's ruling to dismiss the case was totally wrong, it stood because it wasn't challenged. So now that it stands, it can in fact be used to once again make Alina Habba lose her job. A job which, by the way, she is grossly unqualified to even hold in the first place. Thanks for watching, everyone. You know, we're inching closer and closer to 1 million subscribers, and we're aiming to hit that goal before the year closes. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please do so, and don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thanks for joining us as we head towards this huge milestone.